all of you all that are gonna go home and write a biography on how wrong this is, you guys can kick rocks. What's up, fam? Candace Parker here. I'm gonna do a tier ranking of WNBA players. I'm gonna try. Then you got Angel Reese. I put her right at that C level.
Candace Parker just sparked a firestorm that has Angel Reese's fans losing their minds. The WNBA legend ranked Reese as a C-tier player, and the backlash was instant and brutal. But instead of backing off, Parker doubled down, bringing receipts that completely dismantle the hype around Reese. While Reese has been celebrating her double-doubles, her team has been losing at an alarming rate. And when you look past the surface stats everyone loves to share, you'll realize something shocking. Those double-doubles mean absolutely nothing when it comes to winning games. Parker just exposed what might be the biggest myth in WNBA history. Do you agree with Candace Parker? Drop Baby Giraffe in the comments. Let's go.
How many times have I said Angel Reese is not an impact player? I mean, she definitely has an impact on losing, but Angel Reese has absolutely no effect on winning. If you don't believe me, go ask Teresa Weatherspoon or ask her current head coach Tyler Marsh, who will soon be joining Teresa in the food stamp line, hoping to get enough Ethiopian breadcrumbs to make it through the winter. Or ask Candace Parker.
Imagine this. One of the most trusted voices in women's basketball drops a ranking that sends social media into a frenzy. Candace Parker, 7-time All-Star and 2-time MVP, just ranked Angel Reese in the C tier, not A, not B C tier. And here's the kicker. She placed Reese right alongside an injured Cameron Brink, treating her like a work in progress instead of the superstar fans believe she is.
I think in terms of being above, you have to be able to have the ability to carry a team, be a 1 or 2 option. I think Angel Reese is fantastic at her role, which is offensive rebounding. She showed and demonstrated so much growth in that first year. I think that this is my tier.
Parker didn't hold back when explaining why Reese landed in the C tier. She made it clear. To rank higher, you need the ability to carry your team and be a true first or second option. Yes, Parker acknowledged Reese's dominance on the offensive glass, but she emphasized that Reese is still a role player, not someone who can lead a championship team. While A.J.A. Wilson, Nafisa Collier, and Brianna Stewart claimed spots in the Elite S tier, and Caitlin Clark secured a solid place in the tier, Reese was grouped with players who are still trying to prove themselves.
Wilson, reigning MVP, couple Defensive Player of the Years, 2 championships. If there was something higher than S, I would definitely put her up there. But Nafisa Collier, she's up there with top tier with Asia. Just her ability to play on both sides of the ball, pump fake, she's gonna make you choose wrong. I know you guys are gonna say I'm biased because I'm putting all 4s at the S, but the 4s run the league. Don't ever forget that. Brianna Stewart, the versatility, reigning champion from last year. She's got 3 of them things. I don't think there's any debate with that.
The backlash was immediate and absolutely explosive. Reese's fans stormed social media, blasting Parker as a hater and questioning her motives. They couldn't believe that Double-Double Queen was ranked below players they viewed as far less accomplished. The outrage hit a fever pitch, with supporters demanding answers for what they saw as blatant disrespect. But when pressed to defend her ranking, Parker stayed calm and composed. On the Good Follow podcast, she explained, "There's no hate on Angel Reese. I love her. I will never attack anybody's character. I will never attack who they are, ever." Parker clarified that her evaluation was strictly...
This is where it gets tricky. Caitlin Clark is at an A level. I think in time she's gonna raise up to that S, but in order to put her at that level, she's gotta have a couple more years. So I'll put Kelsey Plum at the A level. 2-time champ, now took on the challenge to be #1 option in LA. I would say KP is definitely in that tier. I would love to put Sabrina Ionescu in that A range. She got that elusive championship. She's one of the best shooters in the WNBA, if not the best shooter in the WNBA.
You know what makes Parker's criticism so hard to ignore? Her credentials speak louder than words. This isn't some random analyst taking shots. Parker earned her reputation through years of elite play, championships, and unmatched basketball IQ. When she talks, the basketball world listens. Her ranking system made her priorities crystal clear. Caitlin Clark landing in a tier proved Parker valued players who elevate their teammates and impact winning, not just pile up stats. Clark's ability to completely transform the Fever's offense is a perfect example of what Parker means by carrying a team.
Uh-oh, Candace Parker. You've upset the Reese's Pieces and they're not happy about it. They're going to be coming after you any second. Oh, they're already coming after you. Oh, snap. Oh, snap. Candace Parker asked to put certain players in a tier list. You have the S tier, you have the A tier, you have the B tier, and you have the C tier. And where Candace Parker put Angel Reese on this list and her explanation about it, it has upset a large number of the Reese's Pieces delegates.
Basketball analysts quickly rally behind Parker's blunt assessment, pointing out what casual fans often overlook. There's a huge difference between stacking stats and actually driving team success soon. The conversation boiled down to one simple, but brutal, question. What does a WNBA legend see in Angel Reese's game that her biggest fans refuse to acknowledge? Parker's ranking wasn't personal, and it wasn't random. It was based on cold, hard basketball fundamentals, the very traits that separate role players from true franchise cornerstones.
Chicago Sky, y'all stink, bro. Y'all, look, there's trash and then there's trash. You know what I'm saying? But look, man, the Chicago Sky got destroyed by the stud buds. Everybody watches the stud buds. Shout out to Courtney Williams and Tisha Heiderman, man. Listen, stud buds stood on business today. Nafisa Collier stood on business today. They destroyed the Chicago Sky.
The Minnesota Lynx game was a turning point. Angel Reese coughed up 9 turnovers in a single night, and suddenly, the cracks everyone had been whispering about were impossible to ignore. This wasn't just an off game. It was a moment that exposed the glaring flaws in Reese's game. The weaknesses her double-double stats had been hiding all season.
This is from last night's game. Angel Reese was back to doing Angel Reese things. Blowing layups, getting her own rebounds. They've turned her into a point forward. She had 9 turnovers last night. I think her plus minus was minus 19. But all we keep hearing about, she now has 2 double-double streaks of more than 10 games or 10 games plus. She had one last year. Now she has one this year. She's the first WNBA player to ever do this.
Let's be honest about what really went down in that meltdown. The Sky were hanging in early, keeping the game close against Minnesota. Then everything unraveled, and it started with Angel Reese. Her decision-making completely collapsed. She began forcing passes that weren't there, gambling on risky threads instead of making the simple play. Turnover after turnover piled up as Reese's basketball IQ seemed to crumble under even the slightest defensive pressure from the Lynx.
Angel Reese, part 53, let's get it! We love pray-ups. Bang! I heard she wanted to dye her hair, and the stylist said, what color you want? And she said, butter pecan! Bang! She gets blocked by defenders who don't even bother jumping. Me bound. One more time. Bang! She almost had a triple-double. One more turnover, and she would have had it. Bang! 9 turnovers is crazy, so is a no-look poop pass. Oh, no! Bang!
You know what made it even worse? The turnovers weren't the result of lockdown defense. They were flat-out sloppy. We're talking about passes sailing over teammates' heads, traveling calls from bad footwork, and ball handling mistakes that would make a high school coach cringe. The Lynx didn't have to work for these steals. Reese was practically gift-wrapping the ball and handing it over.
She got the brakes beaten off of her. She had 9 turnovers and was just an awful. If you watch the game, she was awful.
Here's where things got really interesting. Opposing coaches started treating that Lynx game like a masterclass. They realized they could target Angel Reese, crank up the defensive pressure, and watch her crack. Giving away possession for free, teams began designing specific sets to force the ball into Reese's hands in uncomfortable spots, knowing the turnovers would come. And this wasn't a one-time disaster. The 9-turnover nightmare was just the clearest example of a season-long problem. Game after game, Reese would post...
I don't know how that party rock song goes. Every day I'm shuffling. Do, 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 do. Bang! I know it's construction season and all, but who called in the bulldozer? Bang! And it was this play right here when 2K realized, yup, that's our cover athlete. 2K? More like 75K. Pay her more. Bang! Watching her play got me fiending football. Said, oh no, it's picked off again. Bang! Whoa, whoa, whoa. Settle down. You're going too fast. You're going too fast. On! Hey, I got an order here. It says a hip check. Bang!
The most frustrating part? Chicago's coaching staff kept brushing these issues under the rug instead of tackling them head-on. They pointed to Reese's double-doubles as if that erased a turnover problem, chalking it up to growing pains. Meanwhile, the losses kept stacking up as opponents targeted and exposed her fundamental weaknesses. That 9-turnover game became undeniable proof. Angel Reese's shiny stats don't tell the real story about winning basketball. You can grab every offensive rebound in sight, but if you're giving away possessions at an alarming rate, you're hurting your team more than helping. The box score might have looked fine, but the Sky still lost by 23 points, and that leads to the uncomfortable...
Angel Reese is the double-double queen. They got the brakes beat off of them last night by the Minnesota Lynx. Angel Reese's double-double, I think 11 points, 11 rebounds, was meaningless and insignificant.
The numbers don't just hurt Angel Reese's reputation, they obliterate it. When the Chicago Sky hold Reese under 30 minutes per game, their win percentage skyrockets compared to when she logs heavy minutes. This trend shatters the media narrative about Reese's value. The hard truth? Chicago plays better when Reese is on the bench more. With her reduced role, the offense...
Through nearly 2 seasons in the WNBA, the only thing Angel Reese has proven is she can't win games. Angel Reese is not an impact player. She's not someone you can rely on to carry a team to a championship. The Chicago Bravado, they cannot rely on Angel Reese to secure off-season access to the Golden Toilet. Hell, she can't even get them to the playoffs. Angel Reese does not help your team win, and this is no longer just my opinion. Candace Parker feels the same way.
This pattern completely destroys the narrative that Angel Reese is essential to Chicago's success. The media loves to hype her double-doubles as proof of her value, but the win-loss record tells a very different story. The Sky don't get better when their so-called star plays more minutes. They get better when she plays less than IN games where Reese was benched or had her minutes cut. Something amazing happened. Chicago rallied. Other players stepped up, played with confidence, and the team no longer looked trapped in Reese's chaotic playing style. The ball moved. Possessions became more efficient. And for the first time, the Sky actually looked competitive against real contenders.
Quit pretending like this is some sort of history we're seeing from Angel Reese with these double-doubles. It's not. It's a nice little stat that's pretty irrelevant, doesn't lead to victories, they lost by 20-some-odd points last night to the Minnesota Lynx. The Lynx pretty much controlled that entire game. Angel Reese was no factor. We need to quit celebrating. Oh, she got a double-double. Well, yeah, they kept her in the fourth quarter when they were down by 20, and she, got a bucket or two and got to double-digit points.
The uncomfortable truth becomes crystal clear when you compare how the Sky performed with Reese on the floor versus without her. It raises a serious question for Chicago's coaching staff. Are they making decisions to win games or to protect Angel Reese's brand and individual accolades? The evidence points to the latter. The numbers don't lie. Chicago has just one win against a team over .500 in the past year. 1. That's not a coincidence when your so-called star's presence often correlates with worse team performance. And it gets uglier. The Sky have endured 4 40-point blowouts this season, and Reese was a major part of most of them.
Angel Reese had 9 turnovers. Listen, y'all got to stop with this point forward foolishness, man. Let's take a look, man. Hold on, man. Y'all be wildin'. Y'all be wildin', son. Bruh, come on, man. Y'all gotta stop. Y'all gotta stop, yo. Y'all gotta stop.
As one analyst bluntly put it, if Angel Reese is your best player, your team stinks. And the numbers back that up perfectly. Reese's double-doubles, completely meaningless when they come at the cost of winning. Stats that don't translate to victories are nothing more than empty numbers, designed to fool casual fans. The biggest con in WNBA history has been convincing people that Angel Reese's individual accolades matter when a team keeps losing games they should win. The league now faces two very different paths. White-heavy checkmark, one built on genuine talent that produces wins and championships. Crossmark, the other propped up by manufactured hype that collapses under player pressure. Angel Reese represents everything wrong with the second path. While players like Caitlin Clark embody the authentic excellence the WNBA desperately needs.
Angel Reese has been playing the role of Draymond Green. She is the role player disguised as a superstar. I know she has given herself all of these doofus aliases. To her credit, Angel Reese has marketed herself as a big deal. Double Barbie, me-bound Barbie, Bayou Barbie, Bricklayer Barbie.
It doesn't matter what your name is!
But marketing and promotion can only take you so far. Her PR team has done a brilliant job at polishing the turd, but there always comes a point when the polish melts off the turd and you will be expected to perform.
This entire saga has exposed something far bigger than one player's flaws. It's revealed how empty stats can fool casual fans who don't understand real basketball fundamentals. Double-doubles sound impressive, until you realize they are meaningless when your team keeps losing winnable games. The lead tried to sell a narrative that Angel Reese was a superstar, but reality tells a different story. Let's be honest about what really happened. The WNBA wanted a manufactured rivalry between Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese to drive ratings. The problem? You can't fake greatness. One player elevates her teammates and changes the game. The other actively hurts her team's chances to win. The uncomfortable truth? Manufactured hype always gets exposed when the games actually matter.
All right, y'all have to accept the fact this girl is not Alyssa Thomas. Can y'all just stop playing games now? Can y'all just stop playing games now? This girl is not Alyssa Thomas. Y'all, fool on. Y'all been turnover police. She had another 9 turnovers today. 9 turnovers to 3 assists. A minus 19. 9 turnovers to 3 assists. And y'all keep trying to act like this girl's a point forward. Y'all got to stop playing games, man. Stop playing games, bro.
The Indiana Fever's future looks nothing short of spectacular. While Chicago struggles with its Angel Reese problem, Caitlin Clark's rookie season has completely transformed the WNBA popularity and viewership in ways no one saw coming. The WNBA All-Star Game pulled in nearly 2 million viewers, and that's largely because Clark served as team captain, proving her star power even when she wasn't on the floor. The buzz surrounding Clark, Lexi Hull, Aliyah Boston, and Kelsey Mitchell as a legitimate championship-caliber core for 2025 is absolutely justified. This group has the chemistry, the talent, and the mindset to make deep playoff runs. Meanwhile, Chicago is facing a harsh reality. Can they ever win with Angel Reese as their centerpiece? Basketball fans now know the difference between hype and true impact. If you agree with Candace Parker, drop Baby Giraffe in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss the truth about